The jeweler wants to make 15 carat gold pendant weighing 21 grams in total. He melts down some of the 9 carat and some of the 18 carat. How many grams of each should he use in order to get 21 grams of 15 carat gold? Well, he needs a certain amount of the 9 carat, let's call it X. That's the amount of 9 carat. And then 21 minus X, we'll call the amount of 15 carat. And so, in order to make 21 grams of 15 carat gold, well, the most important thing is the gold content in each of the cases. So a certain amount of gold content from the 15 carat, a certain amount of gold content from the 9 carat is going to equal the amount of gold content in the 15 carat. So let's look at the 15 carat. The amount of gold content is 15 times 21 grams. And I'm getting this from my formula from up above, divided by 24. And that must be equal to X times, let's keep it in order. So it's 9 carat gold. I'm going to have X amount of it divided by 24 plus, that's 18 carat. 18 carat. And I'm going to have 21 minus X grams of that all over 24. And then it's just a basic algebra equation. If I work it out, I should have 105, I think, over 8 is equal to 9x over 24 plus 370, so that's 18 carat, just the 18 is what needs to be in there. 18 times the 21, 78 minus 18x over 24. And eventually, if you multiply across by 24 and clean it up, you have minus 9x is equal to minus 63. X is equal to 7. So that means that you have 7 grams of the 9 carat jewellery and 14 grams of the 18 carat jewellery. I know at the start I said 15. I had written down 15, but sorry about that. It's 18, certain amount of the 9 carat and a certain amount of the 18 carat. So the next thing is the other metals in the gold alloy are copper and silver. The colour of the alloy depends on the ratio of the copper to silver. Now I'm going to underline the next part. In all old jewellery, the amount of silver is equal to the amount of copper. And the jeweller has a stock of pure silver he can add to any mixture. He wants to make an item that weighs 48 grams, is 15 carat gold purity, and has twice as much silver as copper. How many grams of copper will this item contain? So he wants 48 grams in total. And he wants it to be 15 carat gold. So if we look at the gold content, again here, if I want to know the gold content, it's going to be the carat times the amount all over 24, which when you work that out gives you 30 grams. So it's going to have 30 grams of gold content. And what's left is silver and copper, which means there's 18 grams left to split between the silver and the copper, and it says it must have twice as much silver as copper, so that's a ratio of 2:1, which, that's 2/3 and 1/3. So the amount of silver is 12 grams, which makes the amount of copper 6 grams. How many grams of each type of stock, 9 carat, 18 carat, pure silver, should the jeweller use to make this item. So could do this question by 3 simultaneous equations, 3 things missing. There might be a few ways to do it. I'm going to try and do it maybe 2 simultaneous equations, 2 things missing. So if we let X be the amount of 9 carat gold jewellery, Y be the amount of 18 carat gold jewellery, and as I said, if you want to make it 3 simultaneous equations, 3 things missing, you could call this Z. But I think from the information up here, should be straightforward enough as to how to find the amount of pure silver if we take care and read the question carefully. So the amount of pure silver in old jewellery, it says back here, is equal to the amount of copper. So if I have 6 grams of copper here, and the amount of copper is equal to the amount of silver, it means that I actually have 6 grams of silver, and I can write that down straight away. So we have a certain amount of 9 carat, a certain amount of 18 carat. We have 6 grams of silver, and in total it's going to be 48 grams. So X plus Y is equal to 42. There's one of my simultaneous equations. We could also talk about the gold content in the jewellery. And if we look at the 9 carat, a certain amount of it, 1 over 24, plus the 18 carat, there's a certain amount of it. Y, all over 24. And that's equal to 15 carat times the 48, all over 24. I can multiply across by 24, and you get your second simultaneous equation. And we get, just work it out. So we have X 9x 18y, and we can simplify it, and we end up with x plus 2y equals 80. When I simplify that, multiply across by 24 and simplify it. So there's my second simultaneous equation. Do your basic simultaneous equations from junior cert, and you end up with y is equal to 38, x is equal to 4, and we already know. So that's the amount of 18 karat gold is 38 grams. The amount of 9 karat gold is 4, and we already knew from earlier on that the amount of silver is 6 grams. Part D. A large jewellery business makes and sells 14 karat gold wedding rings weighing on an average of 5 grams each. The cost of producing each ring is 135. The manager has noted that the more they charge for rings, the fewer they sell. So if they charge 200, they sell an average 20 per month. For each additional 20 euro charge, the number sold drops by 1 per month. So taking this to be the price, find an expression X for the month, for the monthly profit from these rings. So profit is going to be the selling price minus the production cost, let's say. So I have the selling price. I need to figure out the production cost. Cost of producing each ring is 135 plus the value of the gold. So I need to find the value of the gold. So that's 14 carat times the weight of the gold, or the weight of the material, divided by 24. So that's again my formula for earlier on, and that's 105 plus 135 gives me 240. And that means that the selling price minus the cost of production. So we're looking at selling price minus the cost of production is equal to, sorry, it's plus 20x minus 40. And that's for each ring sold. Well, how many rings am I selling? I'm selling at maximum 20. And then I might not sell all 20, so it's 20 minus the x. That's the amount sold. And so if that's the profit for every one, that's 20x minus 40 times the 20 minus x. That's an expression for it. And then find the range of values, find the range of selling prices for which the monthly profit is at least 1,600. So we need to find profit, which is what I just found out there, where the profit is greater than or equal to 1,600. If you multiply this out and clean it up, you'll end up with a quadratic inequality. How do I solve a quadratic inequality? I'm going to graph it. In order to graph it, I need to solve it. So you're going to take this, you're going to solve it. You'll end up with x is equal to 10 and x is equal to 12. So you should be able to do that. You can sketch it, and then you'd eventually find out the values for this quadratic inequality are x is greater than or equal to 10 and less than or equal to 12. But they didn't ask for the values of x. They said find the range of values for the selling prices. So above, they gave me, in order to get my selling price, they gave me the formula 200 plus 20 times x. This is the lowest value, and the highest value will be the 200 plus 20 times 12, which gives me 400 up to 440.